Nice.
Loud ass clap.
Yeah, man.
Michael Wanga. Tingay.
Long time
Long
no
ass time,
see,
dude.
my friend. Wow.
Last time we saw each other was literally before you moved to Holland.
Which was 2007.
God damn, that's a long time ago.
That is a long time ago. I'm happy to say that you haven't changed in any negative way, so it's only good changes I've seen so far.
That's a win.
That's a win for 13 years. You know?
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
consistent. Only thing I miss from you is the dreadlocks, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I've only recently restarted growing my hair. I've had almost 10
remember.
years of no hair.
I remember when I saw I think on Facebook, the picture of you with short hair. I'm like, end of an era, dude.
Yeah, man.
There
yeah,
it goes. Because
it was crazy.
that was an iconic Michael thing. Like at school too. Like, hey, do you know the guy with dreadlocks? We're going to say Michael. Yeah.
Michael Cabello Largo.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael Dredd. Yeah, man.
So how's it been since then, dude?
It's been great, man. It's been great. It's been a very interesting few years with how things develop here, how you plan from when you leave the islands, and how things turn out in actuality. It's a pretty good development, but I can't say I expected this route.
Yeah,
from the
because
beginning.
you've been here then for what, 13 years now?
By now, 13 years.
Yeah, you told me that you didn't think you'd be living here that long.
No, the plan was to get a diploma and go back. Now, I have stayed here and done all sorts of other strange and adventurous things. Which, I think I'm going to keep doing a bit more of that before planning an escape or return plan.
No immediate plans to go home?
No, I see myself there more with alcohol inside of a coconut on a beach somewhere when I don't have all the things I want to run around for. I just want to enjoy.
Bit of early retirement plan.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah,
A perfect place for it, dude.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. The enjoyment on the island will never change. It's the other things that you might want to change.
Like one of the things that have always been a way for me to like describe you is musical. Like you come from a musical family. You have a very musical upbringing. You were the dude always dancing in school, and now you went from doing backflips in the schoolyard in the pauze. You were that dude, like do a backflip.
Oh
It was you and Rajan.
Yeah,
You and Rajan were the ones that could do backflips, or the ones who dared to try it in front of people.
Do crazy stuff. Yeah,
And you went from that to giving dance class here in Holland.
yeah.
So like music and dance and that the cultural arts and stuff is a really big part of you.
Yeah.
It would seem like.
It even if I didn't want it to, it is a part of my identity, and I think by now I've embraced it.
You're the guy that dances, dude.
That dances and sings, and usually have a freaking guitar with him, and can't play anybody else's guitars because I'm left-handed.
Yeah,
So,
I remember that.
It's a very interesting.
I remember playing like with you dudes playing guitar at school too.
Yeah. We used to. It was a very interesting times because you're kind of insecure as a teenager, but you also want to show off.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a very strange mix. It turned out well, but when you look back and you see some of the pictures and the moments, you think, "Oh my god,
for sure.
I did
Absolutely.
that. I was that dude." You know?
And for us, it was at Adilvis especially. Like in every school had that, but you had the little subgroups at Adilvis.
Yeah.
Like the funny thing is that when I came to Adilvis, you like
Percy,
yeah,
Charles,
exactly.
Josie,
All you guys were
dudes.
sitting at the hut,
Yeah,
and then like I came to hang out with you guys,
yeah.
and from there, like the rest of the hut people, I think followed also, or like a few people also like
click. Yeah,
and then we kind of went to the hut, and then you guys were like, okay, all these fucking young dudes are here, and then you guys moved to the
we moved.
yeah, you guys went to the bibliotheek.
We moved to the bibliothèque eventually, and would drop by every now and then and hang, and then realize like,
These motherfuckers ruined it.
Some of these guys are our friends, but some of
of
these
them are
kids
not.
that they want to hang out with right now is not a good look.
Isn't that funny how that goes?
Yeah. Because I think when we moved to the hut at first, someone else was also like, "What are you guys doing here?"
Yeah.
And then they moved away, and then you guys brought your crew, and we moved away. And I think eventually y'all had to leave, and some upstarters had to be like,
Yeah, the thing is, when we left, like our group was still intact. There was no second group starting to take it over for us, like in our last year there. And I remember specifically one time when I first got to the Dilvis, I went to sat there with you guys in pauze, and you guys were having like a like a yo mama joke battle or some shit like that. It was fucking stupid. Everyone was like making jokes, and with the whole group, like 20, 30 people were like in on it laughing. And I was sitting there. I was biding my time. I was waiting because I had a joke in my head. I was like, time to break the ice. So I kept waiting and waiting. At some point, I had an opening. I don't remember what the joke was, but I said my joke, and crickets, dude. Nobody laughed. And it was the perfect moment where no one laughs, and then everyone laughs at the fact that no one laughed.
Exactly.
But even then, because it was such a fail, everyone's like, it's okay, dude. It was a warm welcome that way.
Exactly. I guess I don't remember you ever being not welcome. And with teenagers, you never know. You could also be, But I don't remember you ever not being welcome. And I think it was just because you were yourself. You were pretty genuine, and you took risks like that.
But it was also the thing that you're either part of the group at school that predominantly speaks English, like whether you had a good reason to or not. A lot of people there don't have any reason to be speaking English besides that it's just fun to do, I guess. Yeah. But you do get put in a little stereotype, little category. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know how many times you're going to ask, like, di ko na papi English, we falta bos nang dat.
Kung papi po mes idioma, no?
Yeah. I'm bastante rocker. Bastante rocker.
Ai. So, okay, dela bij veel rocker bij emo.
Yeah,
so it wasn't from with a rocker of no, but een dikke emo.
Yeah, gothic.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I remember being called that. I'm like, nigga, what?
Everybody was gothic for someone who was not. You know?
And the thing is, for some people, like whether you're a skater or you're a little bit alternative, it's just gothic. And then you see gothic people here, like legit gothic people who like own that fucking style. That's hardcore, dude.
Yeah, man. Those people use the things to bleach their skin that people in like India used to get a little lighter. They still use it on light skin to get lighter, so they can see, no, the sun is not my friend. Sun. Yeah, no.
So how do we get to like you being the dancing dude at school? Always like when there's pausa, where there's like music playing and shit, there's always those big circles of students and shit. To teaching dance here. Teaching other white folks to dance.
Yeah. That bringing rhythm one.
Exactly.
One pill at a time. Yeah. Well, I think. Well, first when I came here, I just wanted to study first. Just wanted to do some things with events management and that kind of stuff. But I asked a place was I used to teach dance in Curacao. I used to teach break dance in Curacao, and then a friend of mine, I asked her, where can I train in Holland? And she gave me the name and the address of some place, Solid Ground Movement, and I went there. And it wasn't a training session, it was an audition.
She fucking played you, son.
Yeah, I got played hardcore. And to make matters worse, I got the hoofdrol. I got the primary role in that whole thing. And I, within 3 months of being, 2 months of being in Holland, I got offered to tour in Holland with this company with their shows, and then for the next show I also got a lead role. And then I think
what was the show exactly? What was the part? What was the role?
The very first one was quite stereotypical but it was some cultural hoopla that was going on at that point about like people who were I was a dealer that also was struggling with my sexuality. So there was
what the hell kind of premise is that?
Yeah, well, that's the things that get culture funded as easier.
True.
Then I just want to throw some head spins. It's gonna be like I'm dealing with this target group and this target group.
Yeah.
So give me your money. And it was actually a pretty fun show.
Throw in a dude on a wheelchair and you got the whole
group,
God, dude.
That would have been
that would have pantheon of cultural awareness.
I probably would have paid to see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Just for curiosity. Yeah, so first we started with that, and then there was another more abstract show that was, I don't remember exactly what the theme was even for that, and then they gave me an offer to make my own show. So by the time, I kept doing those for like a year or two, and before I knew it, then I was teaching in 3 places here in Holland, and then it just never stopped. That's why I said it's very coincidental how it went. I would have kept training, just like I used to do in Curacao, like show off a little bit, show a little move here and there. But
walk up to the bus stop, do a flare, and then walk away.
Yeah, it's like, guys, no one saw this, right? All right, let's go to the next one. But yeah, in Holland it just works differently. They're like, you can do this. How about you do this on a big old stage, and we'll give you some money. And why wouldn't you try that? And yeah, now I'm doing more music things. I'm doing more music production since as you said, my parents are also very musical. I got that in my upbringing and everything. But the dancing will always be, because no more breakdancing though. No? I haven't done a headspin in, safe to say, 3-4 years. Headstand, meh.
Too risky?
Oh man,
Feeling the age coming on.
I'm feeling the weight coming on, man. The adult man weight is different than skinny boy weight, for sure. You'll remember it in your head and neck the next day. That,
absolutely.
Hey, you got a little adventurous the day before, you know. Yeah.
I think you have to be like a specific type of breed to be able to break dance from such a young age to a much, much older age. The body takes a toll, man, when you do that shit.
Yeah, I think most, because I had a trainer here that also, he's around, well, he's, I think 4 or 5 years older than me, but he also took like 5 years of a break from that, got all chubby for a while, and then realized, okay, no, my body's recovered up to the point that it's now becoming a problem, and then let me work it back.
It's fully recovered.
It's fully, exactly, I'm plump again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
My cushion's back.
Yeah, he got all his shock absorbers back, and then he got back into training. And now at 40-something years old, he's spinning on everything again.
Damn,
which is very inspiring, you know.
Yeah, because breakdancing was always also such a niche group on Curacao.
Yeah,
I mean, for an island with so much rhythm and so much like dance as a fundamental part of our culture and of our heritage and everything, like you don't have as many breakdancers as you think they would be. You think a lot more people. I remember going to Brionplein a few times. Like one time you were there too, but like you guys were like deep into like this little breakdance battle. I was like, I'm not gonna get rid of this. You remember Cesar? Cesar Galoué?
Who?
Cesar Galoué. He went to the Dolls with us as well. He would also go to Brionplein.
Yeah, the name rings very familiar. I'm bad with names. I probably recognize the face immediately, but
so one time also went to meet up with him and all these breakdance. But again, you would think the groups that would be at Brionplein would be like really, really big groups and massive people, but valt mee eigenlijk.
Yeah. It and the Brionplein thing. It's funny that we used to train at Brionplein because the whole thing. Yeah, I can't take ownership for that at all. But it did start when me and the group I used to train at that point got kicked out of a danszaal in Punda, because we were kids, you know. We left the place a mess, and they would not clean up, and I tried to make excuses for them. We got kicked out, and then I took these kids. I was maybe 17, and they were between 12 and 16, and took them to Brionplein so we can still practice. And then within 2-3 months, there were big. That's when they made the kiosk there and everything as well. And then by the time I left for Holland, it was just a regular thing.
Yeah.
But at that point, it was just let's survive. Let's just go there and practice anyway, so we don't have to practice.
For as far as I can remember, that kiosk was always the breakdancing kiosk. I don't think I've ever seen it being used for anything besides either that or when there's like Dia di Bandera or some shit and they put speakers or like it's the setup there. But that's it. It's either that or you're breakdancing. I remember one time someone, because there's used to be a Subway like really close to it. Someone went to get a Subway and then went to eat it there. And these guys showed up like, hey, we're trying to dance here. And oh, my bad. He moved the sandwich somewhere else.
Wow. Yeah, we did take ownership of that place eventually. I think immediately, yeah. I think because when we moved there, after we left that dance school, it wasn't even as smooth as it is now. I think it was recently built, so the floor was still kind of roughish.
Yeah.
So there was no spinning at that point. It was just
pop locks only.
Just exactly. Just ruin your souls. Your shoes, not your hearts. Ruin your souls, and then eventually they smooth it out, and they still do it, right? They still breakdance there.
Man, I haven't been back to Curaçao in so long.
I was there last year.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. Yeah.
I heard it's changed a lot. I heard like it's progressively changing quicker and quicker the more years pass by.
That's true, but it's also true that we change a lot, you know?
For sure.
So I've noticed it the very first time I went back, how things that I've gotten used to here, just because it works better for the type of person I am, seemed to baffle me when I went back.
Like?
service.
Oh yeah.
And not everybody, because you have two very separate, you can say, group or entities on the island. The very friendly people who will help you regardless of who you are or whatever you are. Those people that will stick to your core. And you have those that will always wondering what the hell you're taking their time for.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of my biggest gripes also with the islands. Like the service, like you have the ones, like you said, once you walk in, hey, douche, come by, que vou stay. Hey, lagamisa, I got you, boo boo, all day, family, hashtag Corona. And then you have the other people who you come up to like a snack bar and like all you want is beltegoed or some shit. Like you're not trying to ruin anyone's day. And they come to you and it's like you fucking kicked their mother in the crotch or something. They're so pissed at you for no reason.
Yeah, it's because you mentioned Subway that I remember that, because I've always been a big old Subway fan. And
love sandwiches.
And in Curacao I used to get those teriyaki chickens, double meat with double cheese. I used to freaking destroy that shit. And then in Holland I was quite disappointed that they are very reserved with their meats. It's like the spoon is smaller.
How come your ounce is less than my ounce?
Yeah, exactly. Am I? Is this transportation weight? What's going on? But then I went back to the island like a year and a half after I've lived here, and I went to the Subway because I was like, hell yeah, I'm getting one of these. And I walk in and I'm expecting to be greeted with, hello, bon tarde, meneer. No, gum chewing and I from up down like, you gonna order or what? And I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, we're back home now.
That's the part that I don't miss. But everything else was fantastic though. So, you
It really depends where you are doing. You notice now that last time I was there, if there's a restaurant or a bar or something where the staff is younger, it's completely different. It's the way we would do things. It's just like, hey, what's up, dude? I got you. Ain't no problem. Everything. You go somewhere where it's like an old family owned or something, and you come in like,
they're already tired of your shit.
Yeah, it's like you got to solve a Rubik's Cube before you're allowed to order a drink.
Yeah, that's a great way of describing it.
But next to breakdancing, again, you grew up in a very musical family, and you mentioned this in the car ride over. Like your mom started Angelitos.
Sad.
Yeah, and I wonder how many listeners right now know what Angelitos is or have actually been a part of it. But for the people who don't know, for all the Dutch homies listening, explain to us what Angelitos is.
Angelitos, in essence, was and probably will always be a children's choir. And over the years, it has taken many forms as like a concert thing. Like they do instruments, they do drum acting, and all of that. But what it is known for mainly, what we grew up on, is that it's a children's choir that tries to bring positivity and inspiring things. And my mom build that thing like a few years before I was born. So sometimes I make fun that it is my older sister, because it is an entity on the island and in our lives. It's always been there. I think they have produced, I'd say, at least 20 CDs.
Damn.
At least 20 CDs over the past. I mean, I'm 33. That thing is at least 35 to 40 years old. I even forgot. I think it's quite. Yeah, she's been at it for a while.
God damn.
Yeah, pretty good. A lot. I mean, as a breakdance teacher, I've taught over 1,000 people by now. I think my mom has taught. The island is smaller, but she has tens of thousands of people have passed through our music system.
I think everyone grew up knowing someone who was in Angelitos. Like I for sure, like from going from Marnix, Basis to Mavo to the Dilvas, there was always someone who, like, if you go home go to their house or something, or end up seeing like Angelitos t-shirt or some shit, like one way or another, everyone has some kind of link with it.
30-something years of consistency will have that, and on an island like that, it's very hard to come by because consistency is also seen as boring there. That's why a lot of things don't last for very long, like pretparken and that kind of stuff.
Like fucking
Salinha, Salinha, blah blah blah, Fiesta Park.
Yeah.
I mean, how long did that last? 6 months?
Yeah, maybe.
We changed some stuff up, and then
didn't we also have our own like Coney Island?
We did, bro. We did.
Across the old refinery.
No, but that was just the terrain, and then I think it was these contractors would show up every half a year.
Yeah.
And it would be a big thing for us. But that's what works because it's very limited. And
if that was there year round, it would have been shut down.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's why I think that Salinha Fiesta Park was an attempt to do that.
Yeah.
And
same as water parks. There's always like these little attempts at little water parks and shit that's maybe stuck to hotels. Like it works out for one, and then in a week the water's all green and nasty and shit. And
yeah.
the wrong kind of people show up. You're like, no, I'm not dipping my toes in those waters.
Yeah, so that's why consistency is a very.
Did you guys have to participate in Angelitos? You and your brother?
We knew no different. I have a picture that I found last time I was in Curacao that I put on my Instagram last year. That is me as a 4-year-old, barely conscious of where I was. My eyes, just googly eyes, just staring at it, and in a studio just like this with a full equipment and everything. So
sing, boy, sing,
make us some music, child. And, I think, we grew up on that because, my brother has a recording of when he's 3 years old. He's on one of those CDs. I have one of those recordings when I'm 4 years old, 5 years old. Barely literate, and we were already recording and being on stage and everything. And it did help actually, because I think I would have been a much shyer person if I didn't have to do that.
Probably,
yeah.
If you start off young, because you definitely, when I met you in school and everything, you were the furthest thing from shy. Any chance for like a backflip or like breakdancing or something, it was always the same group of people who you can count on.
Yeah.
Because the thing was, it seemed like there was always a need for a group or a set of people to break the ice when there's like school parties, or there were certain, I don't remember when, but there were certain moments where the school would allow us to have like a longer pause, and there would be like talent shows. People would like, I played in a band also for the school and stuff. I remember those days, but there was always people that we needed to break the ice. It was like everyone's like anxious to,
teenage
angst like a motherfucker. It was like, are we gonna party? And then like, okay, someone did the backflip. We're good. Okay, everyone can party now. Everyone relax.
Yeah, man.
That definitely helped.
Yeah. And I to be honest, nowadays I can honestly say I was still quite a shy person, but I knew what the results of not being that would kind of be,
Yeah.
Because I had to be on stage even before I knew if I wanted to or not, and next to that, the whole dancey thing is also a shield. You can use it from, hey, I can do a backflip. You can't make fun of me.
Yeah, for sure.
So it kind of helps out to make yourself survive the weird teenage years that you have to go through anyways before you can establish who you are as a person.
Yeah, man. Thinking back, that just growing up on the islands it was as much a great experience as it was just a weird thing. Indeed, like finding those little shields or preemptive protections against being teased and shit.
Oh man, yeah, that was.
I think that's also why the groups from like the hut or the bibliotheek, they were so tight knit, because people just wouldn't come into your group to like fuck with it. So you just felt really safe.
Yeah.
Same with the guys who sat at the Romero's kantoor. There was also a really like tight group.
Yeah.
I remember my cousin, like he was going to school, like I think maybe one generation or one few years before you were there. And when I got there, his crew was there. They were at the kantoor, at the Romero's kantoor.
Yeah.
Where you knew for sure, like, okay, I'm definitely not welcome there, because it was a very specific group of people.
Yeah.
So everyone tries to find their niche and shit.
It was with that. I think that was like crew protection, because everyone feels
Strength in
insecure
numbers.
around that time, and you feel better when someone agrees with whatever you agree with, which never changes. But in those insecure times, it's extra,
Yeah.
Like
People like me.
Yeah, I used to like. Now I think I didn't like hang with any musical people at that. As a musician now, I think I only used to hang out with the dancers and the martial artists, because those were my field of interest.
Yeah, man, that was also a heavy phase. Remember when we used to like fucking spar and shit?
God.
I remember one time specifically, I feel like an asshole, because we were at the back entrance, so the one near the dierentuin.
Yeah.
And we were just messing around and everything, and like me and you were like, okay, let's just do some like shadow boxing. I don't know what I did, but I did like a stupid spin around thing. I accidentally hit you on your nose so hard. It was all fun and good. Everyone was having fun. We were like showing off and shit. And then I fucked up and goofed and fucking smacked you straight in the nose.
Oh man, I think almost everyone has punched each other in the face with those sparring sessions. But that's the thing. It was just us with us. You know, it doesn't. Well, you would want to play it off because the girls are also laughing.
For sure.
That wasn't the best look to be slapped in the face, but laughing about it afterwards.
Yeah. You gotta play it off, you know.
You got to play it off a little bit.
Yeah, martial arts was a big phase though. Like me myself personally, I remember that we did a lot of stuff also together. It was we just got taken over by that shit. We were trying to do everything.
Everything, man.
Yeah.
Everything. But yeah, martial arts, like the thing is we were active dudes, but we were also quite nerds.
For sure. Absolutely.
To be very honest, martial arts is that bridge. You know, like you have to be able to think. You have to be sharp with your thoughts and your anticipation, and you have to know some psychology. You have to have some athleticism to be able to participate in any kind of martial arts endeavor. So for us, it was just an adventurous study of how can I outsmart this person, and if I don't, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Did you train classical martial arts? Also, did you actually go to school?
No, the only thing I've actually trained, and that's in Holland. I've done some jiu-jitsu, and now I train MMA itself. You know, in Curacao, I used to train with Zeno. Remember Zeno?
Yeah.
Mr. World Champion karate dude. So that was trying not to get my ass kicked by him was quite a good training. He'd give me advice every now and then, but because I also had a big mouth. Economie less was also sometimes a bit painful when the trolling got a bit hard. Yeah, because it was a martial art. He was a Bruce Lee fan, and I'm a troll, you know. So I'd just turn in class and tell him that Bruce Lee couldn't kick like a piece of paper if they paid him for it, and he'd wait till the teacher would leave, and we'd have to settle it.
Yeah, okay.
You know? So yeah, that was high school.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It was fun though. It was fun. It wasn't like he was trying to consciously injure me, but it was a high-level martial artist defending his idol.
Did you ever get into actual fights, though? Because I remember me, my big mouth, because I did practice martial arts and for a long time did karate, did aikido.
Yeah.
And we tried to do a lot of self-taught shit also. I remember we would just practice like, okay, how would Jeet Kune Do actually work and try to figure the fuck out. And I remember that shit got me into fights. I got my ass into trouble a lot for having a big mouth about it.
I've gotten into trouble, but not because I've done martial arts. It's because I have a big mouth.
Yeah,
you know, it's because I have a big mouth, and usually it's mostly in Curacao. I haven't had too much issues. Then it's mostly like people who are actually looking for trouble, and then you have to defend yourself. And here it's more that. Big mouths don't realize that there are people that are not scared of that. You know, they go, what's your problem? And they're like, okay, I guess we'll fight. And I'm like, oh,
what?
I'll see you later. And then it doesn't happen. More often than not, I have been lucky enough to not have to fight because I'm willing to.
Yeah,
you know,
but that was a big deal in our last year before we were supposed to come to Holland. The school organized for 2 students from Holland in a second year to come, just talk about it, give advice and everything. So they covered the basics about like drugs there is readily available. Mm-hmm. You're going to live on your own now for the first time. And right before it ended, this guy explicitly said, oh yeah, one last thing, whatever you do not get into fights there. Because if it's going to be you against someone who's not you, so an island person versus a local person here, no, his advice, how true it is or not, but he was paranoid about it. He was like, do not get into fights because you're never going to end up being the winner. Because even if you get your shit beat up, you're going to get in trouble. Even if you're defending yourself and you beat a dude up, you're going to get in trouble. So that always rang in my head. So I avoided fights like a motherfucker. There were a lot of moments where it came close to. I was like, no, I'm going to end up in jail for this for sure. So no, stay the fuck away.
Oh, man. And you're a big, strong dude, so... They're gonna look at you as the assaulter, anyways.
Even but you know the funny thing is, as big as I am, like I'm a relatively big dude. I got holes in my ears, like kind of mean mug and shit. People will always try to fuck with me. Always. But sometimes as dudes were like, my guy, you are a toothpick, and they still want to go all up in your face. And the thing is, in clubs here, when when Dutch dudes get drunk, it's one or two things. It's either they're super friendly and they'll bump into you and they'll apologize, they'll buy you a beer. Exactly. Fucking awesome. I love those dudes at parties. And especially like the ones who don't have a lot of rhythm, they don't give a fuck. Baila malu pasabong. Like a motherfucker. Yeah, but then you have these dudes that are there just to like fucking, I don't know, pick up chicks or some shit. But here in Utrecht, for example, me and my group, my homies, Daniel, Peter, Stephen, when he would come over, there aren't a lot of like, you know, dark folks in clubs in Utrecht.
Okay.
There's the clubs we go to, so we'd be like the only group, and the bouncer would be like a dude from Curacao or some shit. So, or the DJ would be a dude from Curacao. So we would have a little crew, and we do our thing. We want to have a good time, so we're dancing all out. We're enjoying. We're putting on a little show and shit. There'll always be some dudes who want to roll up and be like, for no reason, come stand close to you and like bump you, and like try to bump you out of your dance. I'm like, so me and my friends had this call. We were like, "Beep, whip," and everyone would like fucking alert and then come surround the dude, not do anything, but just like come stand close to show like, okay, you're outnumbered.
Oh, that's funny.
So don't bug us. Or when someone would try to like bother one of the girls we were with or something, same thing. We like, "Beep, whip," and someone would just come up and be like, just to make sure that we keep it calm.
Yeah.
But you always have those people who have that handjesgedrag, who want to show like, I'm the cool guy, where they're either like guys who constantly hold their expensive phone out in a club, like.
Yeah, bring their best shirt out to the party.
Exactly.
Just to sweat it out and drink alcohol.
We never did this shit because we're always like the same fucking black V-neck from H&M because you're going to sweat into it anyway. Exactly.
You're going to ruin that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to wear it for a long time after that. Yeah, but that also shows what kind of party you're planning to go to. You're planning to go have some fun.
I want to dance my ass off.
Yeah.
I want spear pain the next day from dancing.
Pain. Well, yeah, exactly. A lot of people, those super nice shirt, bumpy type of dudes, it's just looking for some attention that they feel they deserve.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that shit doesn't happen in Curacao. No, like that tough guy gedrag that people have here, and
they have it, but they're standing in the back because they know they're serious trouble.
They're behaving. Like that's the one thing I talk about often here is like a false sense of toughness. Because when I say toughness, I don't mean that you have to be macho, you have to be intimidating or strong. Like toughness is purely like being comfortable being yourself and not wavering from that, right?
Yeah.
And not letting someone make you waver either.
Yeah.
So that to me is like true toughness. Just be yourself. But you have people here who have a false sense of toughness. They feel like they have to like pump up their chest or they have to like act all tough and shit. Like, this is my hood. Yeah. Like, that's cool. But there's a reason why that shit doesn't fly in Curacao. You get your ass whooped for sure.
I had a party last because I usually, one of the lucky things I have as well, that when I go to parties, I go with usually with female friends. My one or two male friends, but usually more female friends because of dancing, because of music and that kind of stuff. I have a lot of close female friends, and they're the ones who actually want to go party. So that's also a very deflecting thing, a very deflecting element, female energy to calm out these dudes.
For sure.
But I was out with a few of these ladies last time, and they're dancing, doing their own thing, and I'm standing, just getting into the vibe. And this dude walks by, clearly already drunk for 2-3 hours, looks at me and just goes, "Fuck your hat." Like, whoa, all right. Thank you.
What the fuck did my hat do to you?
Yeah. And then one of the girls, she's also a double major psychologist, so she's smart as hell. So she saw the situation, and she saw I'm like taken aback. I'm like, how am I supposed to react? Fuck my hat. All right, bro. Cool. Sorry.
You're right. Fuck my hat.
And then she walks by, she grabs the hat, and she dances away with it. And drunk guy goes, and he goes behind her, and she looks at me. She's like, "Inks." I'm like, okay,
damn,
you win the night.
Now you know, man.
She took him somewhere to some other place, and then she just took off the hat, turned it around, and came back. Drunk, he was lost.
Fucking diverted the guy like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was a beautiful.
What kind of hat was it? Why was he so pissed at your hat?
It was a cap. It was a normal blue cap. I think it had something like Billabong on it or something. I don't know. I
have a lot of Billabong hats. You gotta be careful in your head.
Yeah, bruh. Your whole cap collection.
You get straight mollywopped for wearing that hat for some reason.
Yeah, don't come to Amsterdam with no Billabong.
God damn.
Yeah. Fuck my hat, bruh. So that's not a thing that dominates here too much. It was more a thing in Curacao. I think because the island mentality forces you to defend yourself a bit more in that sense.
Yeah, because even like I said, people from the islands, even people who aren't super like obvious tough or something, or like even girls, hey, puntje kan bij paaltje. Everyone I know always has this natural innate resilience. Be like, okay, enough is enough. Go fuck yourself. Like, it's time to throw down. Like, even people who are usually calm or introverts or passive, I've never seen anyone get pushed beyond the point before they say, you know what, I'm not taking any more shit.
Yeah.
So, you know Timothy Best?
Yes, of course,
I love Timmy. Timmy is my dude.
Man. I haven't seen him in forever either,
man,
but I mad love for that
but
dude.
Timmy is a calm dude, right?
Yeah.
Timmy is home.
He's calm but savage.
Exactly. But the thing, if you just meet him, he's slightly introverted, but in a good way.
Yeah.
He's super gezellig. He's a nice guy. Learning how to fly. And one time we went to a party in Utrecht when we were living together in the same house in Cruiseland. And we went, the two of us, with one of our roommates, Steffi. And we went partying the whole night. It was great, fantastic. And we had to cycle back home. Cycling back home, there were these dudes in this fucking tiny green car. I think they were two Moroccan dudes. Either Moroccan or Turkish, don't know for sure. And they had one of those super high-powered, like, pointing lasers. But it was a little bit, I think, late December or early December maybe. Yeah. So it was cold, it was misty, so you could see the actual beam of the laser too. So they were just driving around the gracht and shit, like constantly driving around and just pointing at people.
Oh.
We could see from a distance pointing people's faces and shit.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. So they kept doing that and we were like, okay, like we got to get home and this is the way to go home. And, you know, we had a great time. We were tired, had a little bit to drink. So it was get home as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And for me and Timmy, it was naturally for us to got to make sure that Steffi gets home safe.
Of course.
So at some point, they started harassing us too. First, they were behind us and pointing at us. And then because it was a street where at some point it became eenrichtingverkeer. Mm-hmm. They were blocked, so they had to like turn around and find another way to find us again. At some point, Timmy just had enough. Timmy he threw it off his bike. And he went like this. He went arms open to them like, wait, you what? Calm down. Calm down. Get out your car. And Timmy was ready to fucking go, dude. But that's what I mean. At some point, like, you can only push us so far before it's like, you know what? All civility goes out the window.
Yeah, exactly.
I gave you a chance.
Oh, my God.
And Timmy was just ready to fucking throw down.
That's crazy.
He was bald at the moment. He went arms open like this. Like, calm down. Fucking stepped to them and shit. And they started backing up their car, turned the laser off and shit. I'm like, damn, do not fuck with Timmy, dude.
Okay. I mean, I already gave this guy enough points in life, but yeah, he have another. Good shit. Damn.
Dude, Timmy's the man, dude.
Yeah,
I love that, dude.
Man, that's a good one. That's a
Timmy,
good
if you're listening, shout out to you, dude.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Yeah, good stuff, man. Yeah, and he's a quiet. He's a quiet one. He's a relatively quiet dude.
Stille waters.
Yes, exactly.
Have you had any like negative experiences as an Antiano here in Holland? Like especially like recently, there's been a lot of Black Lives Matters movements. There's been a lot of awareness.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
With me, it was so. Yeah, you can almost say funny that I was so used to being seen differently that it didn't faze me until we actually started reopening these wounds and re-talking about these things. Because, I mean, I used to study in Haarlem. I used to have dreads, you know, I used to have long dreads. I noticed in the very first 2-3 weeks of being here that the old people in Haarlem used to cross the street when I'm walking to school, you know, and I'm not a person who gets victimized by that shit. I am the person who decides, oh shit, I'm lost. I need to know where I am. I need to cross the street and ask these people where to go. You know,
they're running away from you. Like, excuse me,
exactly,
sir, madam.
I just need directions. I'm a student. Please help me out. Yeah, and I would be showing. That's the kind of person I am. If I'm sitting in a tram and I see that I have a 4-seater and I'm sitting alone, there are 3 people sitting over there, and some white lady comes in and she looks at me, looks at them, and she chunks up with the other 3.
I've had that so often, dude.
I spread my legs.
Yeah, dude.
I open up my book. I don't mind, you know. It's someone else's insecurity. It's not mine. The part where it becomes a problem is that, like, except like I said before to you, except for the last time I was in Curacao, I think every single time I fly anywhere, I get checked extra.
Yeah.
I've been pulled out of trains for standing at a train station for too long. The train was delayed, but I was standing at the station for too long.
What the fuck?
You know, that kind of shit. Yeah, so that one pissed me off because I was late, I was having a bad day, and then these idiots pull me out and my train drives away in front of me while they sit there and wait for them to hear that I have no criminal record. That one was annoying. But usually, since I'm highly sarcastic, I've told people at the airport, "You sure there's nothing in my laptop?"
Yeah.
I mean, I remember having something.
Check the USB
You
port.
know, yeah, exactly. Just because I've been here for half an hour, let's finish your shift as well. So let's go. But yeah, no, here.
Do you experience that on Curacao too, or is just in at Schiphol when you go?
No, on Curacao itself, I've never. That's why I think I was so blissfully unaware of it, because there you grow a thick skin because most people just make fun of each other. You know, everybody
absolutely.
has an opinion about somebody else because of
for
something
sure.
else. You know, so I kind of grew up in that, so you don't feel it as hard. And plus, we're there very multicultural, very mixed. You will find your niche. You will find that you get pushed away from certain groups and that kind of stuff. But it's not as simple as just because you're a slightly different shade. It could be a slightly less simple thing that you speak English, so.
Exactly.
So that could be. Shout out to
How
that.
many times I got that fucking question? I swear to God. Die kong with a rocker. I'm like, why have to have a reason, dude?
Yeah. Well, exactly. Pero the ignorance cannot be based on purely skin color there, because there are too many shades going on.
Everyone's there chocolate. There's all kinds of flavors there.
Everybody gonna be beige.
Exactly.
You know? Pero akinang, I think because you have such a big majority and you have a very troubling history, of course, history and actuality, to be honest.
For sure.
I think that makes it a bit more of an issue. And then the more you get confronted with how other people have to deal with it, then you realize, like, yeah, okay. I mean, I don't mind because I create wit and I make myself have fun in bullshit situations. But for the people who don't do that, who can't do that, who really hate those things need to be said, things need to change. And I think it takes at least one step from everybody. Everybody has to do their part. Otherwise it's going to be like, but see, they're okay with it. Let's just continue being dicks. Doesn't fly.
No.
And I think things are definitely going to change.
I hope that it just at some point everyone realizes we have to be all in, because if not, shit ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like I posted yesterday, like on my Instagram, because I'm in the fitness industry, and when the whole shit started, every fucking gym and club and CrossFit box and studio and dojo, everyone was posting, we stand with the Black Lives Matters community and blah blah blah, and we're against it. And I'm like, cool. The more people, the better. I'm still waiting to see what the fuck people are actually doing about it, because just making that statement is adorable. Yeah. Everyone posts a black picture on their Instagram. But I'm still, even in my own industry, everyone made huge, grandiose claims, and I'm still waiting to see like what's the actual steps people are making.
What is the actuality? Because indeed, nowadays these statements are especially for companies. It's not a statement like that they're gonna realign everything. It's kind of a promotion, you know. I am also on your side.
Yeah.
Buy my product. Remember me as one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're past that by now.
Yeah, someone told me if they could charge companies to have a Black Lives Matter certification on their products, they will make bank. If any big tech company be like, okay, the discriminated against community approves of us, and have like a stample for it on their boxes and charge them for it, and they would pay for it for sure.
It's the new green label.
Exactly.
You know? Like everything had to be green and organic a few years ago, and now I think everything has to be it needs to label themselves anti-racist. Yeah, I think.
That's an important term. Also, the fact that now finally people are using the term anti-racist instead of non-racist.
Non-racist.
Yeah, because non-racist to me always sound like the dumbest thing possible. Like, look, I'm not racist. Look, and same thing too. Like, I'm non-murder. I don't kill people, but I also really dislike folks who do kill people. So it's you have to be actively against something as well, you know.
I like that. I am non-murder. Yeah. That's a very nice way of putting it. Yeah,
there's just such a sense of passivity and just letting.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to that, like, let bygones be bygones. Like, no, fuck no, no bygones. Like, no racism. Period. It's not.
You can address it.
Yeah. You not being racist is not enough. Like, none of us have to be racist, and there should be no racism.
There was, I think I'm going to butcher a quote, which was the thing that was it. the world's in a bad shape, not because of evil men, but because of good men who do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
So it is that, because if you think, it doesn't affect me personally, this doesn't affect me personally, then you kind of condone whatever it is that you allow to happen. And in that sense, I feel like this is a good blueprint for us to see how to tackle other forms of injustices, because a lot of these non-racists also use that as an argument. Yeah, but I mean, Black Lives Matter, but what's going on in the Middle East and what's going on in South America and what's going, that's all shit.
Yeah,
that's all needs to be
all
addressed.
a problem.
You know, I'm not saying only check my cause. I'm saying this is my main cause. Help me out, and let's tackle another one.
Yeah.
Because it's not done until we're all on quite an evil playing field.
Yeah.
If you choose to mess up, then that's on you. But you need to be afforded every opportunity, just like everybody else. And you know,
I think the biggest problem also when you see that not only here in Holland, I mean, where we live, but also on the islands, that there's a sense of it has to be a give and take. People feel like the more I help you with your situation, the more it will be removed from me, the more it will be taken away from me.
Mm-hmm.
As if like the majority, people who are well off, helping the minority, people who are being, you know, who feel less or feel like they're getting less equality, it feels like, I have to reduce something in my life to increase something in your life. Like the term equal playing field, it sounds like some bars have to go up while others have to go down. And I always feel like people are too scared of that. It's not giving you assistance or help or making you feel more at home or comfortable or welcome. It does not take away anything from me.
No, I think that fear comes from the thing of people who have just about enough or slightly more than enough.
Yeah.
And now they have to see what the other people don't have and think, oh crap, I have to give part of me to them. And I just barely am successful. It's like that illustration that they have that there's this wealthy elite has a bunch of cookies, and he gives one cookie to the wealthy, and he's like, the poor guy wants your cookie. So the poor guy, so the middle class one hates the poor because you want my cookie, but actually no, it's that 1% who's got all the freaking cookies, you know. So I think it should be a shift in perception on who's actually not even to blame, but who can actually facilitate this much better, much easier. And I think the more people start realizing that, then like they said that the 1% tax in America over billions would already solve millions of dollars of issues. But how are you going to convince a trillionaire to do that? Trillionaire? Do trillionaires exist?
No, not yet.
Not yet, right?
Jeff Bezos.
Bezos is almost there, right?
He already just added, I think, 19 billion to his net worth in one day. I think I read that recently.
God.
That's the kind of money that dude's making.
Yeah, but exactly. But when when someone has more money than some countries and definitely some islands, and I mean people within his own company have insurance issues.
Yeah,
you know that there is something really wrong going on with this planet. So you know.
But I think at some point you're just so wealthy. I mean, if you look at Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, like people can't comprehend how much money, and people don't understand what net worth means. People think, Bill Gates has 133 billion in his bank account. Like, no, motherfucker, that's not how it works. No. But they're still super wealthy. Yeah. But I used to have this bit of these people should fucking solve the world's problems. Then I'm like, you know what? I have no fucking idea what it is to be that wealthy. I don't know what comes with it. Like, I already feel like I pay way too much fucking taxes as a business owner, and we have a BV.
Yeah.
So every time I pay taxes, I'm like, I do believe in happily paying taxes because I see what I get back for it, and I'm happy to contribute to better living situations for the country, better infrastructure, all that stuff is good. But sometimes like, that's a lot of fucking taxes. Shit.
Now imagine owning enough to sustain islands and still thinking, my taxes are too much.
Yeah,
you
no
know,
kidding.
That's where it kind of becomes an issue, because I think for the super rich, it's kind of a game.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
it's not.
And
it's no longer.
That's
survival.
how they teach it too.
Yeah. It's monopoly. it's I don't know what other games you have for that. It's just the acquiring of as much capital as possible, because after a certain amount, I mean, it's unfathomable already. What the hell are you gonna do with that money for the rest of your existence except changing other people's lives? Your moves directly impacts.
Yeah, it's either trying to spend the money in a way like you're so rich, like, okay, what the fuck can I buy now? Or it's just contributing to your community. But taking it back home to the island, what I'm waiting for to happen is that people realize that there's such an abundance for everyone. Like there is a means and a way for every single person on the island to increase, like to get a net positive without anyone having to have a net negative. And I mean, we haven't even begun to like break into media and like content creation, and like how many streamers are there from the Curacao, how many podcasts, how many like, and talents there for sure.
Maybe that's an island full of talent.
Maybe because I'm biased as a motherfucker, but I believe that Antillean people are some of the most uniquely like bred people on the world.
Yeah,
but
totally
again,
agree.
super biased.
Biased.
Take it with it. No one fucking. But I just love how we are, how we're raised. I mean, by the time you're 5 or 6, you can speak 4 languages already.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, imagine if that's being motivated a little bit more. There's no reason why in the average Antillean in 10 years doesn't speak 6 languages off the bat, right?
Yeah.
But that's just the kind of island we are. And the culture and the music and the whole vibe and shit. So there's so much potential. Yeah. And I think once people realize, like, shit, there's so much abundance. It's an infinite game. Like, I can gain so much without having to take away from any single person there.
Yeah.
But right now, it seems like the game that's being played is, okay, I have to gain even if someone else loses.
Yeah.
Or how do I gain by making someone else lose? No one's, it doesn't seem like a lot of people are very affected. We can all go ahead. Good people, bad people. Like, of course, you don't want bad people to get ahead, but
we can all get ahead indeed.
We can all everyone can rise up.
Yeah.
And that's I'm waiting for that moment where we're like, shit, there's untapped potential in content creation, in media, in culture, in arts and everything. I mean, we make bank when it comes to baseball players. Because, you know, I mean, talent like a motherfucker when it comes to that. But there's so many untapped reservoirs of talent and potential there. I'm hoping at some point someone realizes, shit, we have so much more to gain and so much more to grow as an island. Yeah. And I hope that the people who want to do that don't get held back too much. People say like, no, we like the way it is. Y'all calm down. Take it easy with all that fucking money-making potential and the enterprising shit.
Yeah. I think it was part of it because, well, at least it might have been part of the messages I got in my upbringing. But it feels sometimes being on an island like it's a finite resource.
Yeah.
You know? And there's only room for 3 dancers. So if 3 dancers exist and you're number 4, you're going to have to remove one of these people. Yeah. You know, and that's the mentality.
Tanya Harding moment right there.
Exactly, you know. So that creates this unnecessary competition in a way that instead of trying to take someone else's position, because then you create friction, you create conflict. While there should be a mentality of what can we do to add. And then when that switch happens, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's that switch in a lot of people. I don't talk to everyone,
of course,
but from what I've noticed, at least with the dance community on the islands back in the day, it's if I got a commercial or something like that, and then I was on the billboards and then the TVs, and then these guys would come to me and be like, yeah, you sold out because they probably wanted me. And then, you know, I was like, why did I sell out then, you know?
What the fuck is wrong with making money?
Yeah. It was like,
for Antillean to say some ignorant shit like that, there's nothing wrong with making money. Yeah, absolutely not. No, any means or measure you can do it, which is legal. It's up for me.
Yeah, that was the thing. And at first I didn't see it. I thought they were just hating. But then when I went back to the island last year, and I've not been a competition dancer for 6-7 years at least. Well, and I see these old friends of mine who still dance there. They give shows. They can't be too high of a level, just staying there, not downplaying, but you know. And then I see him, and I'm like, yeah, let's hang out. Let's this. No, bro, we got to battle. we gotta know which level we at now, you know. And I'm like, yo, no, you win. No, I gotta know. And then I'd see them in the club, and instead of hanging out, they would start throwing moves and then looking at me like, bro. And I'm like,
you got served.
Yeah, I used to be that guy as well. You know, I used to be there as well, but I'm not there anymore, because you see here that you just have so much more you can do. If you want to be the main dancer, be the main dancer. I'll be your choreographer, bro. It's all good. You know, I'll be your DJ. There is enough for everyone.
Exactly. That pie is big enough, people.
Yeah.
We can share it and still feel like we have enough.
Yeah, we can share it, and we can all get pretty chubby if we do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really believe that is a possibility. And I a few friends that do dancing and that kind of stuff have gone back to the island, and I know that they're in the right mindset. So having their energies over there definitely contributes to the positive aspect of the mentality on the island. We can hope that keeps growing.
Absolutely. And I think that's the whole reason why I started this podcast, because the more in the recent years from becoming a business owner myself, you get into contact with other business owners, and you start noticing the enterprising people from your own community a little bit easier. So you can point out people who are also doing their own thing or trying to build something. And I kept noticing there's so many people doing so many great things on different fronts. And it's really easy to mention all the negative shit about the islands, because there's enough, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what makes it easy. I mean, when I left, I was all like, you know what? Thank God, because I got to deal with like fucking being robbed or whatever the fuck people bring into my house, bring into my car. So, but like the negative shit that we have, you have everywhere.
Yeah.
Every country, every community, every island has their bad apples.
Yeah.
But the good apples, the unique shit that we have, it's so dope that I really want to just fucking talk to everyone who's doing dope shit and hear them out, because what the cool shit that we do, or the dope shit, or the good stuff, the positive influence we have on the world, that's what makes us unique. Our problems don't make us unique, because the same problems you have everywhere, but our successes and our wins and how we choose to prosper, how we choose to grow and develop, that makes people from the islands unique.
Yeah,
and
it helps,
equally Bonaire, Aruba, Curacao, all the same. You have the people who just stand out, be like, holy shit, how did you do this? I just fucking did it.
Yeah. That is the beautiful thing there, that's why I'm still very, very happy and grateful and feel blessed at everything that I did get to grow up there.
Absolutely.
You know, it doesn't matter how many opportunities and things they have here and all of that other stuff that, like you said, you can compare all day. I think it was kind of a gift that you were given to just be born on an island with beautiful blue beaches.
Absolutely.
And that you can just...
It's a blessing, for sure.
Go get lost in the mundis with your friends, and the most dangerous animal there would be an angry cabrito.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Hey, if you ever get headbutt by a cabrito, man, that shit fucking hurts.
Oh yeah. I've been attacked by almost any animal that lived on the island.
It's either like a wild cabrito or like someone's fucking dog whose gate wasn't closed. Yeah, that's the worst.
You remember? My friend. You remember Charles?
For sure.
Yeah,
he's a daddy now, dude. Can you believe that shit, dude?
He is, man.
Cute ass kid.
If I had to guess which one of us of that group would be a father first, he would be the last guess.
No, you know? I would think we're the first. You would think we're
the first.
Yeah, dude. The guy's an old soul as a motherfucker. He's always been an old soul.
True.
That guy was ready to be a dad when he was 12. He's an old soul as a motherfucker. He's so educated and eloquent and calm and focused.
He's a very calm energy. Yeah. Yes, that is true.
So if anyone could handle having a kid at any age, it was that dude. It'd be like, Charles, you go ahead, fucking spread that gene pool around, son.
Oh shit, that is awesome. That is awesome. I agree with that. Well, in Curacao, we would have to double check, because there was sometimes a dog would jump out, and if the dog was too big, my homie would freeze. You know, and we run out, and then we turn back, and hey, Charles is still at the same spot. So, you know, yeah, I don't even know where I went with that anymore. With the animals on the island, yeah, that's just a memory that popped up. But yeah, I think by being a dad, he's probably gonna karate chop any animal that comes very close to his animal.
He's got a cute ass kid too.
Yeah, man, and musical. Charles also a very musical person.
For sure.
So he. His son can hold a tone already. He can follow musicians and stuff. And
Jesus.
He doesn't do words yet. So, yeah, that's a very interesting prospect to keep an eye on in the near future.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Hey, man, that was fun.
Yeah, that flew by,
Yeah,
actually.
dude. How fucking long have we been talking to already?
I
It's been a fucking hour already, dude. All my podcasts are gonna end up being fucking long ass episodes.
I can imagine now. Soon you have to have like Joe Rogan has the Jamie that he's gonna look up some stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking for my Jamie. So
Yeah.
I got a homie, Sofian, who hopefully hooked me up because switching the cameras and shit, the movie to you because I'm editing an hour-long video. Fuck that.
Then we'll make him do some looking up some random clips. And
Absolutely.
we can destroy those as well. Last thing I want to say before that, if you hear this within the week, next week I have a musical performance. So that's in Rotterdam on the 29th.
And that's next week.
Hist Podium. I don't even know if it's gonna be out before that.
I'm planning on posting on Sunday.
Ooh, you have 3 days.
Okay. So if you listen to this, when it comes out on Sunday, get your ass to
Hist Podium in Rotterdam.
What kind of performance is it?
It's gonna be a musical. I'm gonna do I make beats. We didn't even talk about that at all. I make beats. I play guitar and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna do the small performance with a few other artists, and I'm gonna sing a few new songs that I made, and I'm gonna play an old song that I wrote when I was in Curacao. Because that song, it's just nice. I'm just going to keep playing that until I'm too old.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
That's the one.
Yeah, man.
Dope. So if you're in Rotterdam next week, is it 29th on a Wednesday? Is it
29th on a Wednesday.
There you go. Go be to, one more time?
Hist Podium.
Hist Podium in Rotterdam. Go check it out. Get some culture in you.
Get some culture. Yeah, just enjoy the vibes because it's not going to be that big. It's only allowed, I think, 20 people per time, because of the corona measures.
Yeah,
so we're going to do 2 shows. So yeah, just
That's
40,
dope, dude.
40 people. That's it.
Nice and cozy.
Yeah. And after that, it's going to be on my my Instagram and that kind of stuff for the rest of the world to be able to see.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Thank you for having me, man.
And let's not make it another 13 years before we see each other.
Damn. Hell no. Yeah.
Right,
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, buddy.
Take care.